Today I'm going to be reviewing the 65% Varmilo Miya Pro Panda keyboard that costs around £130. To keep myself motivated when doing uni work, I believe having a nice setup is very important, and a keyboard is a major part of that because it's something you stare at every time you're on your PC, and that's why having a nice one that looks good and stands out is important. This is my first mechanical keyboard. It has the Cherry MX red switches and the Panda style keycaps. If you're new to mechanical keyboards, the different coloured switches make a slight difference in sound and are easier or harder to press down. Depending on the switches you choose, the price will vary. The great thing about Varmilo is that they are known as keyboard artists, and you can tell that this is true just by looking at any of their keyboards. In my opinion, they have some of the nicest looking keyboards available. On this one you can see the bamboo letters and the artistic design of the spacebar, which really creates a nice theme that stands out a lot more than other keyboards on the market. The keyboard is an all plastic design, but from my experience so far it has a solid build quality with rubberized feet and a USB-C cable. The keycaps feel great and the art does not feel like it's going to rub off. There are a few backlight options allowing you to change the settings, with the FN up and down arrows for brightness and FN side arrows to light up specific keys. By pressing FN and QWERTYUIO or P, a different lighting setting will be selected. A good thing about buying a 60% keyboard is that it won't take up much room on your desk, making for a less cluttered setup. Another nice bonus when buying this is that when the keyboard arrives, you also get a mouse mat, a small Panda plush, and some extra keycaps with a keycap puller. But with every product there are going to be some downsides, and after using this keyboard daily for around 2 months, there are a few things I dislike. The main thing I dislike about this keyboard is that I bought a 60% version, which is my own fault, but because of this, there is no numpad or F keys, and I really underestimated how much I use F keys, especially when playing games. I really think Varmilo needs to improve the way F keys work. This is because you have to hold down FN and a number to use F keys, but if any other key is being pressed down when doing this, it doesn't work, which means if you're in a game, you have to completely stop what you're doing and switch between the keys, which becomes very annoying. Speaking of the keys, this is what they sound like. I know that not all keyboards have backlighting, and I'm glad that Varmilo keyboards do, but I really think that they need to improve this by adding multicoloured backlighting across the full range and more control over the options with some type of software similar to what Razer and other companies offer. There are keyboards that are more than half the price of this that offer customizable and multicoloured backlighting. Overall, I think owning this keyboard really depends on what you're doing. I wouldn't recommend the 60% version of the keyboard to gamers or anyone unless you really don't use F keys or a numpad. But if you don't use these things, then this would be a really good keyboard to save some space if you have a small desk. But for a few pounds more, if you have a bigger desk and want a good looking keyboard but don't care much about lighting customization, it is really a brilliant keyboard that I would recommend to anyone. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments.